Good evening and welcome back to a new week of the ASUS ROG DreamLeague. We're ready to start a week full of Dota, starting with 2 series today. Let's take a look at the 3 teams that we're gonna see. It's confusing, confusion all around. We have the Monkey Freedom Fighters. They are back, rebanded, and they're going up against Alliance, who are also back. And our second series of the day will also feature the Monkey Freedom Fighters, and this time they'll be going up against Vega Squadron. And of course, with me in the DreamHack Monster Energy studio also is a couch filled with lovely people. It is Andy Owen as well as Lumi, because Shane is sick, by the way, heads up. Shane is ill.
Come on, he's very sick, Andy.
He's very ill.
Let's not
Andy,
make fun of him.
you can't do that.
I can do that.
How many sick days have
Dude, you've been sick quite a bit, Andy.
1 day.
Yes, so Shane has 1 day sick too.
Sick.
So you're the last person that should be doing that.
Okay, you know the phrase. Okay, wait. You know the phrase takes one to know one.
No.
That's why I can do that.
Okay, fine. But we came here during the China shift.
We did.
3 a.m.
Who wasn't here at 3 a.m. in the morning?
I did the China shift the day before you guys.
Yeah, but you weren't there on the day that I counted the most.
The finals, Andy.
whatever.
There's some
Finals.
debate on whether or when a person is actually ill, or when they're just.
I'm just saying, if you're up for 20 hours and you don't come into work the next day, it's not because you're sick.
Maybe you got sick because of that.
Nah.
It could happen. It happens to people. But how are you doing apart from that?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Had a good weekend?
I did have a good weekend. I had a day off as well, which is good for me because most of the time I'm just like, if I'm not doing this, I'm doing like PGL or something, right? So I actually had 1 day of rest, which was the dream, and now I'm ready for more Dota.
Good. I think you came to the right place for that as well. How about you, On?
Yeah, I'm good. Looking forward to getting back on with this. We had a kind of an extended weekend between the last day, which was Wednesday, or was it Thursday?
What?
I can't remember. We did DreamLeague. Was it Thursday
It was
last week?
Wednesday.
It was Wednesday last week. That was the last day we were in the studio.
We had like a 4-day weekend.
We
We
had
did,
a
but now we've got a lot of days in a row. It's
We
pretty
had a
full on with
5-day
DreamLeague this
weekend.
week.
You know what? My average
I
MMR.
I thought Asian were supposed to be good at math.
Whoa.
Yeah, my average MMR
Shiva,
of 5
please,
days
come on.
has been minus 100 per day.
Oh, God.
It's not been a good weekend for me. So
Minus 100
Dude,
days.
you
So
should
what
have
is your
come with
rating
us
now?
on that
Like,
adventure.
I went from 5.5 to 5.1-ish.
dang.
Damn, that's
Man,
harsh.
we need to get ourselves a new analyst. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
really.
Lumi, you're
If you
gone.
drop below 5K,
You're
you
off.
actually can't sit on the couch anymore.
All right. Well, I'm so good. I'm so good.
That's why I'm sitting on the chair.
Why is Shane on the couch?
Well, why am I on the couch?
What
I
is
mean, let's
Shane?
be honest. What
Not-
is
No,
Shane?
because he's
Not
co-host. He's
Shane
not
is
actually an
Irish.
analyst. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the core.
We're analysts.
Okay. All right. I'm still like barely hanging on.
That'll be fine. You'll have
raise
some
it
time
back
for
up.
some games tomorrow morning or after we're done tonight.
Yeah.
You can get back, grind
Back
your
to
way
the
back.
grind, yeah. Okay.
Should be good. But we had a pretty fun weekend as well. We actually went on a long trip yesterday. Did you know Shane bought chocolate bars that are not actually chocolate? There's protein bars.
Protein bar.
Protein bars.
So they're not chocolate
That's
bars.
not
No, but
actually
there's like
They're
chocolate flavor or
chocolate-flavored
something.
protein
I don't know
bars.
how they make it happen.
They probably put chocolate in it to make it taste like chocolate.
No, because there was no
You can't
chocolate in it.
There probably is
Parts.
some chocolate in it.
Yeah. Can you tell us about our adventure?
I wasn't that exciting. We went
No.
to get some chocolate bars.
Didn't
That's
you
about
guys?
it.
It
It
actually...
just took us ages because we didn't really know where we were going for the majority of it. We
Scriff
decided
said
to
you guys took like 2.5 hours.
Scriff
to
Yeah.
find
was
the
giving
place.
us directions, and we got to the totally wrong train station. So thanks, Scriff. Screwed that one up. But it was all right in the end. We managed to get there. But then we got this massive box of bars. Shane ate one, and then he decided it makes him feel a bit ill, so he's not going to eat the rest of them.
All right.
So it was a very well.
2.5 hours well spent.
Yeah.
Successful mission.
Yeah, so we actually walked loads yesterday. We walked also
Did.
to a burger place, 30 minutes, and then back 30 minutes. Walked all the way. It was pretty good. But Lumia didn't have a good weekend. It's the only one that didn't have a good weekend then. Okay.
Standard.
Pretty much. So the lesson learned is don't stay at home and play Dota.
Don't stay at home and play Dota.
Go
Just
out
go
and
out,
have
have
a life.
adventures.
Yeah.
Now,
Don't be like me.
if you can't play Dota, you can always watch Dota like you watched Dota, hopefully, last week, Wednesday, which was when the DreamLeague was last on, which is what we have a recap of. So let's take a look at the games that happened that Wednesday.
But ROG Ake in some trouble now, being chased by Resolution, and S4 in the meantime, he's going down to the rocket barrage, will eventually drop Silent. He gets bashed 2 times in a row. Are they going to be able to take him out in this engagement? Loda finally gets the kill. Novir is the next one to drop, and Resolution eats a crit to the face. He's got the gem. He's recovered it for his team, but he does not have a teleport scroll, and he is also going to be going down. So that's 3 kills for Loda, a team wipe. Oh, there we go. There's the,
Oh, that's the crush onto free! Getting them all here. The Shiva's got coming out as well. Bulldog getting a low will drop. They've already found the kill on Take as well. That's what will turn around here with the Sonic Wave, but it's not enough now. Miner's trying to get himself out. Loda came out with the Omni Slash, but it wasn't enough through the Crimson Guard and the Guardian Greaves. Loda's going to lose the Aegis. It's a triple kill for Yoku. Make that an Ultra. This might even be a Rampage as Loda's left alone. It's a Rampage for Yoku as Alliance are cleaned the hell up. Maybe looking to turn this, but there's still going to still be the Raw. But now the Echo Slam onto Mag. You get the Enchant Totem in as well. Light Strike comes down to Shaker. They'll melt through the Earth Shaker. They'll find 1 killer now going forward. They'll find the Storm out onto Silent. Sonic Wave is nice, but the Laguna Blade as well. Silent is too much damage. They've lost the Giant Copter. They're going to lose Yoku here as well. And now they're moving forward for more. Mag and the boys looking for no fair. They're going to get it silenced down. There's a snowball in, but it's going to be the last snowball for a good bit of time because Resolution's dead as well. Double kill for Solo. They've still got the Echo Slam though.
They called
GG.
GG. Nah, that's over.
Yeah, there were a lot of. That's a good one. Sorry, there were a lot of moments in the last time that was good. Sorry, I just got totally thrown off guard because producer said we were looking at a big crane. It's not. It's just not happening. We had some equipment change.
It's like the My First crane is what we have right now. It's okay though.
It's
I mean,
okay.
it's still you get the effect. You can kind of tell.
You can't tell though. I haven't been able to tell until that happened. I was just looking at the camera, you know, then the rest fades kind of away. But yes, we can take a look at the standings of the groups. Of the group, it's going great. Standings of the group. We had 4 games of Empire last week Wednesday, and they only won 1 of them, which was actually very sad for them. But they're still on top. They are, however, the team with most games played. Now, one of the things that should be noticeable once you look at these standings is that there's a team missing and there's a team new. Because Virtus.pro unfortunately had to pull out and we got a replacement, No Logic Gaming, to stand in for them. Luckily, Virtus.pro didn't have any games played just yet, so No Logic Gaming just can jump right in, doesn't have to do any matches over. Today, we're going to see Monkey Freedom Fighters. All of the series are going to be featuring Monkey Freedom Fighters, and as some people know, that there was an announcement during the qualifiers of the Frankfurt Major that Monkey Freedom Fighters actually disbanded, but they actually did not. So they have a new roster, or same roster, almost. They lost a few people, they swapped a few people around, and it is button time. This is very early button time.
Here we go again.
You can press it.
I don't want to press it. Andy.
Okay, I'll press it.
Turn our crane into a big crane?
I don't think it's
That would be the dream.
Press the button. It's present.
Wow, Jesus. Wow.
Read me.
Read me.
Dude, don't
Read
shake it.
What
Read
did
it.
it say?
Are you sure I'm the one that's reading?
Yeah, you should read.
You can read.
Read
For
it.
comedic value.
Come on with the racist remark.
I know, okay. That's a very rough throw, by the way. Last session, Shane was asked to assemble a...
Bugatti.
Bugatti.
Is there H in Bugatti?
There is
No.
not an
there
H
is
in
not an
Bugatti.
H in
So
Bugatti.
it's not me, that's...
That's
All right,
that's not on
that's
you, that
on
one,
you.
Lumi. That's on the
It
spelling.
says
Yeah.
for Lumi, yeah, okay. It didn't really work out. All right, see video. Since you're the new guy on the couch, a similar task is asked of you. Deadline and a broadcast tonight. Don't make us disappointed.
You have to finish
So
this by
there's the picture. It's the video. Look,
Yeah, you can
look
see
at
the
this.
video of the Bugatti,
Yeah.
right? That's what
That's
he
pretty
did.
good.
Yeah, but you have to do this by the end of the show. So now you.
Here's the thing, Shane doesn't actually do anything on the show. Like, I have to, like, watch
Oh, it's just like really
play and
watching.
everything.
Shots.
So Shane has a lot of time, you know? I also ordered chicken. I have to eat that too. I don't have time for this.
well, you're gonna
Dude,
have to
open it.
Have a look.
All right, well, this is very well wrapped. This is a DreamHack t-shirt. Like, I don't even know how to open this.
just
You can
pull.
cut-
I'm sure it'll work out.
Cut the tape. Don't do it like
There you
or
go.
that.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that
I'm very
works.
buff.
Yeah.
Fine.
I did like 30 push-ups yesterday.
Got a tough one over it.
Like,
Come on, you can do this. I believe in you.
this is like...
If you can't even open it, how the hell is he gonna get it together? Whatever it is.
See, you see the
It's
problem.
probably Legos or something, thankfully. Dude, just pull it up. Yeah, there you go. Now you're doing
I
it.
feel like I'm wasting like camera time.
You probably are,
You got
but
it.
it's fine.
Oh, dude.
Dude.
No, that's legit.
I got very excited.
dude,
This is
it's-
great.
How big did I call that? Honestly?
It's should be. You should be able to
Goddamn.
do that no problem in the
Yeah.
time.
Pulling it the other way.
You know, I never played with Legos when I was a kid.
Really?
That's the
You can
sad
make
story.
an insert China racist.
I was
joke
gonna
there,
say
yeah.
I was, but I figured that was too easy. You know, the low-hanging fruit.
It's a green car.
Yeah, so you have to
Beautiful.
build that by the end of the show.
Wait, it's a Lego car? How is that a Lego car?
Because
It
it says
it
Lego.
literally
Lego.
says
But
Lego.
it doesn't look like it. You should build it with Legos.
It's
Right?
literally
It's
Legos.
Lego. It's not. It's
She
Lego
wants- she wants to
Creator.
see it.
I mean, come on.
It's a Lego car.
There's different types of Lego.
This is actually pretty difficult.
Look at how many pieces
Yeah, look
there
at the
are.
pieces.
You
There's
lost,
a
dude.
thousand.
How many
Look,
pieces?
Look, it's got a
Oh,
picture
next,
of all the
there's
pieces.
1,077 pieces.
There's a
All these
1,000
pieces.
pieces?
A
You gotta build it up by the end of the show,
1,077.
dude. Good luck.
For example, you have to make the whole roof out of probably approximately 50 pieces.
What?
Oh my god.
I'm
I
sure
think-
they're
I
all
think the roof's
packaged
just
together
one
though,
piece.
so it's like
It says expert on the box. Maybe that's why. On the
expert
front.
Lego.
Expert
Someone
Lego.
thought Lego should be easy. Nope.
Dude,
This
you
is
get wrecked.
probably...
Nah, it'll be easy.
Dude, you have to build the engine
I have to build the
Lego engine.
All right.
and the picnic basket. It'll be fine.
Hey,
Give me the
Shabba.
box.
Yeah.
Oh, all the
It
pieces on the
doesn't
side.
actually come
Yeah,
with a
that's
picnic
all the
basket,
pieces.
right?
Look at all these pieces. Oh
Yeah,
my
that's what I'm
God.
saying. There's like a million of them.
No, there's 1,077 of them.
I don't think this is gonna work.
It might as
I
well
would
be
be
a million
surprised if
How
we've
shooters.
many
done that by the end
pieces
of
did
the show,
Shane
then.
have last time?
I have no idea,
Like
but his
four?
was an
Yeah, but he had
actual
to use
model
like glue
though.
and stuff.
He has
and
to
have
glue
cut
them.
his
was
and
an
you
actual
can just
model
easier.
car.
This
This
is
is
a
a
lot
Lego.
easier. Yeah. Because
Alright.
he's just
He has
This
to
is
glue
what they
them
should have
and
given
paint
to
them.
Shane because he should not be like allowed around glue.
shouldn't be trusted with the glue.
Yeah,
he had a
definitely
bit
not.
too much fun with that.
Not
All
good.
right, should be fun. Can I start now?
Yeah, just go ahead.
By the way, why are we making the Asian dude build a car?
What?
Sorry.
That doesn't-
Continue.
These comments don't even
not
make
even
sense.
like it doesn't even make sense. Like if I was from Detroit or something, that would make some sense. But I'm not.
What?
Okay, that makes less sense.
That makes... What?
Detroit, the city that builds cars. It's American history. Maybe
What?
you're from that country. I don't know.
Nope.
Well, he
Nah.
should be. He should know.
I'm a traitor to my people, dude.
All right. I
I
can't
let
even
him-
open
I'm
the
in
box.
Sweden.
You see problem number one.
I thought German
Just
people
rip it,
built
then.
cars.
Just open it off camera.
Mostly. Volkswagen. It's German.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I'll do this later. I don't want to rustle.
Okay. Don't want to rush it. You can't rush art. It's good. We can actually continue talking about Dota, because that's what we're here for. I was actually in the middle of listing which new players are now in Monkey Freedom Fighters, because we have Sing Sing, Demon, Arise, as well as Yapsor and Kebab, actually. So really curious to see how those guys will be doing today. And I want to hear from our commentators, what are you expecting for today's series? Obviously, we're going to see Monkey Freedom Fighters 4 times.
Yes.
How are they gonna do?
It's going to be a tough day for Monkey Freedom Fighters because Alliance are pretty good recently, and so is Vega. And Monkey Freedom Fighters, I mean, I don't know when they announced this junior roster. Was it like yesterday or 2 days ago?
2 days ago?
Pretty
something like that.
recent. Obviously, they're playing with Demon. We imagine he's going to be on the offlane. He's going to be playing from America, so there's going to be some slight ping issues. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how much
It's
that...
fine, dude. Like
Okay.
200 is manageable.
Draskell tells me it's fine. When I see Demon die, 3 times in the opening 10 minutes, it's not...
It's ping.
I'll refer you on that one.
You just type dash ping whenever you die. That's just how it
But
works.
it's gonna be interesting. I'd like to see them take a game off either series. I'll be impressed if they do. But I think Alliance and Vega should steamroll it. Unfortunately.
What do you think?
I agree with Owen.
But
I also think that our guest this week had the same idea that I did. I'm going to let him say it, but I also agree. He said it before the show.
okay, I forgot.
Yeah, it's all right. Doesn't matter. But I agree with
He
Owen.
can say it
100%.
later. Well, that's very exciting. Well, I don't want to hear Lumi's opinion just yet because we're
No,
going to talk.
she never does.
Again,
No.
with these races.
We're going to talk in depth about that later on with our guest of the week. But why do you feel like Monkey Freedom Fighters? What do they need to do to actually get a win in?
But see, that's the thing.
Is,
right?
is there going to be
need-
one scenario
because
where they're going to get
They
something?
need to put Sing Sing on Mirana. Core Mirana. That's going to do it.
Core
the game that
Mirana.
they win, Sing Sing's going to play safe lane Mirana, and it's going to be beautiful.
I don't know about all
But on
that.
the plus side, if they lose all the games, the team will disband and Sing Sing will start streaming again. So either way, it's a win-win for all the Sing Sing fans out there.
He's not wrong.
I guess that's actually true.
He's not wrong.
Wait, isn't MMF like number 1?
What?
In terms of the DreamLeague right now? They've played 2 games.
They've
and
won.
Yeah, they've
Well,
won.
they've
They've got
That was their
100%
old
win rate.
roster.
They've got 100% win
Doesn't
rate.
matter.
How does it not matter?
100% win rate in DreamLeague.
Well, I'm
100%
saying
win rate in
it-
DreamLeague.
Yeah, they're
Dream-
doing well in the DreamLeague.
Better
Okay,
than
you're saying it doesn't matter
EG's win rate in
retroactively.
DreamLeague?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it
They haven't played a
does
single
matter
game.
now.
They're not in it.
Because now they got to
0%
keep
for
winning,
US
and
boys.
they've only played 2 of their 14 matches.
No, Andy, like you said, sometimes a win is just a win. Doesn't matter how you got there.
All right.
As long as you want.
We take those. That's what Lumia's saying.
So we can take a look at Alliance actually a little bit closer, because they will be the team first facing Monkey Freedom Fighters. And looking at Alliance, yeah, they did do very well in the qualifiers for the Frankfurt Major. How are things going to go for them today? You say they're going to win. Is it going to be very one-sided? Are they going to struggle? Are they a bit maybe complacent? They're still boot camping, I believe, for the Frankfurt Major as well.
Yeah. I think they'll play as well as they would in any other tournament. I don't think they'll take these games any easier.
Okay.
Obviously, for them being a Swedish team, you know, the land's going to be on Swedish ground. I think they want to definitely make sure they're in the top 6, which, I mean, so far with their win rate, you know, 3 wins, 3 losses, it should put them comfortably in the top 6. But yeah, I think we're going to see Alliance at the top of their game. They know that they've got a lot of fans. They never really want to give a half-hearted performance. They're going to be giving it their all for sure. And that's why I think it's going to be pretty hard for MFF to take a game off them.
Do you agree with that in terms of Vega having the same scenario, Andy?
Yeah.
I think so. I think Vega arguably would still be even stronger, right? Maybe not by much, but at least a little bit. Than Alliance, yeah. Yes. Although Alliance have been kind of upping their game lately, so I don't know. It's kind of close between the two of them. It would be interesting to see them play each other. But we have MFF.
Have we had that matchup already?
I think we did.
I think we did have that matchup already.
Did we?
Was that the day when we had Alliance versus Vega and then Vega versus Empire? Was that Alliance versus Empire that day?
It was Alliance versus
we
Empire
did.
last weekend. Alliance Empire and then Empire Vega, because we had a double header.
So they didn't play Vega yet. Or do we not
Well,
know?
they might have played them earlier, and we
Or
just
they might
can't
play
remember.
them before.
But either way,
Because their memories are
it's
really
going to be a
good.
great game when it happens. Or if it's already happened, I'm sure it was a great game.
I don't
We're
think
just
it happened
covering
yet.
all our bases right now. It's like,
I'm
yep.
pretty sure it has not happened yet.
No, okay.
Oh, that's going to be good then.
That'll be a good
It should be happening later this week, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Not on Saturday.
No.
I'm selfish like that. So good.
Cheever wants all the glory. Everyone just looks at Lumi. Lumi's like,
Are you expecting me to say something here?
No, I'm not. I'm also not expecting these two to say anything anymore, because I've heard enough. It's time to bring in our weekly guests and get rid of the caster so they can prepare for the first match of the day. And today with us we have Hani. Hani,
Hello.
how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good too. A little bit of a rough start today for me, but it's going fine. But you had a flight today.
Yeah.
Was it raining in Germany as well as in Sweden?
It was actually not raining, but it was quite cold in Germany, so it's not too rough of a change.
No, and it's a short flight, I heard, so it's pretty good. So what are you doing these days? What's been keeping you busy?
I'm working, but behind the scenes, still in
Okay.
gaming, working out for Freaks for Your Gaming,
Okay.
and yeah.
What's the day? What do you do? Can you explain a bit? I don't know how much of it is behind the scenes and secret or not secret.
Well, I'm working as an account manager.
Okay.
So working with partners, that kind of stuff. But yes, it's kind of a drastic change for me.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for the change, and it's a different side.
Is it like for Freaks for You? Do you have like a 9 to 5 kind of thing going there? Okay, so that's actually work.
Yeah.
That in that regard.
As
Well,
opposed to what? Not.
Well, I know, because I would imagine that there's also like project work, for example, and then you would be a lot more flexible. But 9 to
Yeah, I
5
mean, you have joined Dota still as
Yeah.
a project, and yes, I'm not working as a talent. I mean, here I'm not
Yeah.
having a gig here, which is nice.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do work also outside in all kinds of Dota events, so it's always fun to be
Yeah.
here.
I'm glad to have you here for the week. Now you know Monkey Freedom Fighters is going to be going up against Alliance for the first game here today. What do you think? What's your expectation?
I mean, to be realistic, I would assume that Alliance is going to win the series.
Yeah.
But maybe if Monkey Freedom Fighters could have an upsetting game. So at best, I would assume it could be a 1-1, but it should be 2-0 for Alliance.
What needs to happen before Monkey Freedom Fighters can have a 1-1?
I think I was mentioning this was what Andy was referring to earlier. Is I was expecting a mag by Rise. If it's Rise middle, which
Yeah.
I'm still not 100% sure on, it could be. But I guess that's something else, maybe an upsetting pick.
Okay.
Something like that. For sure, I guess for Alliance, they're going to draft very standard according to the meta, I assume. And it's really tough to predict whatever Monkey Freedom Fighter is going to pick.
Yeah. We can actually hear also from what Lumi has to say about the matchup, because he has a preliminary analysis.
That name is always
I messed it up so much as a preliminary analysis.
a preliminary analysis. You know it's bad when I'm correcting you when it comes to...
You mad, bro?
I'm not even
Dude,
mad.
that actually is not bad. You are actually first language English.
No,
Like
it's not.
that's your first language.
My first language is not English.
But isn't your Chinese not that amazing?
Yeah, I was born in China, so...
Yeah, but you transferred to America very early on.
All right, let's talk about... What is it? Alliance? Yeah. Okay, so Alliance, hero-wise, trend-wise, they'd be picking a lot of standard stuff, like Hani was saying. They do kind of dip away with the Bat Rider picks. S4 plays it quite a bit. There's always Nature Prophet for Bulldog. Unfortunately, they actually have a very low win rate with that hero. So I think it's actually like sub 60%, sub 50%. So as a hero that I probably would not like to see them pick. The two heroes I do very well with is the Tusk being played by Minuts. I think they have like over 70% win rate with it. They pick it a lot. I think it's actually one of their most picked heroes. So hopefully they go to that. Also Undying is a hero that they've been doing well.
And they run Bulldog on Undying as well, right?
No, they run
Or
Minuts on Undying. They're 100% with that hero.
No.
They don't get it much because it's targeted ban towards Alliance. But Alliance to me is one of those teams that, like the Alliance of TI3, you just have to ban a lot of different heroes against it.
What do they run together with Undying?
They run it as a support in the offlane. So
With a Night Stalker or something?
sometimes it's Night Stalker, sometimes, just to help NP a bit, and then he kind of just runs around do other stuff. So I think it comes down to the draft. But I feel like Alliance right now is sort of reaching TI3 in the sense that in the drafting phase, there's a lot of heroes you have to be very careful about. I talked about Tusk and then Undying, but there's also Wisp that you have to kind of ban, one of the stronger heroes. Sometimes in the draft, you have to worry about what Bulldog's going to play in terms of either a Night Stalker or a Broodmother, for example. So we'll see what it goes. Also, Ake's hero has been fairly important and impressive. He's been playing an impressive Witch Doctor in terms of win rate. Lich has been doing very well. So I think the two players we want to watch is the two supports. It feels like when the two supports do well, the whole team does very well. I know the draft a lot of times has been focused on like S4 and Loda because that's the game they tend to play quite a bit with Alchemist and Anti-Mage and PA. So it's very focused on the carries. But I think the support's the ones that's been really letting them win the games.
Yeah, Hani said earlier today you would like to see a Bat Rider?
Yeah, I think the mid Bat Rider by S4 is one of the heroes that they keep having success with lately, and it's coming back into the meta. So I would not be surprised by having that hero picked up or banned in the first phase even. You were mentioning Broodmother for sure. I mean, everyone picks it right now, so it's not very surprising pick or ban. And I believe that's for sure one of the target bans for Monkey Freedom Fighters.
Also, do you feel like Bat Rider should be banned as well? Or is it more like...
Not first. It could be a pick. You can expect it to be picked, but do you want to waste a ban on that? I think there's a lot of bans you would have to take into account for. Like, you have a Wisp, you have a Broodmother, there's a lot of other heroes that you can still expect to be banned. So it's tough banning a Bat Rider.
We saw Bulldog play Broodmother, I think, last week when we had DreamLeague.
Yes.
And Andy was not impressed with the Broodmother performance by Bulldog because I think he spent like near 15 minutes the ancient camp. He was just kind of walking there. The tier 2 was still alive 30 minutes into the game. So obviously that game, though, he had to play against a Slaughter and a Bounty Hunter.
But they also picked Brood in the first two picks.
That's true. I'm just saying that like maybe the pressure that Bulldog faced was a little bit too much for him. I don't know. I think different Brood player would kind of argue and debate whether he played the correct Brood because it seems like as we see Mag kind of take Brood to new height, we see a lot more different playstyle. We see like maxing the passive in lane now.
It's the laning situation is for sure one, which you have to adjust to what matchup you're having. But I think another big aspect to me with Broodmother is that you have to work as a team around the hero. And how Vega usually plays around Brood is that there's a lot of ganks coming towards Brood. So Brood actually gets into a team fight position. Because often you have Broodmother, yes, Brood is farming, taking a tower, but in the end, you're not doing that much unless you actually use the potential of the mid-early game of the hero.
Yeah. I think the items that he won that game were team fight hero, or team fight items, like you said, BKB, Orchid, that kind of stuff. But like you said, I think Bulldog did not have a good game on Brood that time. But It's not Vega they're facing against today. It's Monkey Freedom Fighters, and they're with a new roster, so maybe having strong individual heroes like Brood is going to be the way to go.
What do you expect from Monkey Freedom Fighters?
Pick Mac or
Pick Mac or loses.
I actually really want to see Sing Sing's Kunkka. I haven't seen that hero a bit. I feel like that hero kind of fits perfectly what's happening right now, which is really early fights. I feel like Kunkka, it's a forgotten hero in that regards. The bolt is absolutely amazing, not only in damage output, stun, but as well as damage reduction. So it's a carry position, kind of could play it there. I don't know.
I'm expecting a Shaker pickup on support.
Okay.
Almost 100%. I think it's Kebab's favorite hero, or also known for hero when he played. Maybe things have changed. I don't think so, but also Yapsor's one of Yapsor's better heroes on support role. So I think it would be a suitable pick for
one of Demon's better heroes as well, playing on the offlane position.
Even
we
that,
assume. Yeah. I think Yapsor would like to have a Night Stalker because he's very good on that hero, but whether it will happen in the draft, we'll see.
I mean, as well with MLG, it's been such a common pick there. Always in the early picking phase, you have the hero on I think it was support and mostly offlane. But also, I think mid lane was also picked up during the MLG phase. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a Midnight Stalker for a while, but I might not have paid attention to all the games.
Yeah.
My point was just that it's generally very picked up hero and common hero, and it had to have a lot of success also during the MLG phase. And I think, always these bigger major tournaments, you look at it and you try to take something away from it, and that could be something where it's a shift towards.
So one thing I hope that people or the teams take away from MLG was Chen. We have not seen Chen in a while. I've seen Chen in the Southeast Asian scene during the Frankfurt Major qualifiers, but
then you're also comparing to the best Chen.
But there's also we have Aki today.
Okay, that's true.
That's fair. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair comparison.
How do you feel like if we're seeing Chen play? Like, what's the perfect scenario for Chen? Are we gonna see Brood and Chen at the same time, or is that more like what are we gonna see if we see Chen?
I guess one of the bigger counters to Chen would be Ancient Apparition, as you stop the heal, and it has more flavor in the recent games.
Sure.
You see it more often, so it's kind of a counter. I wouldn't specifically say there's too many counters.
You have to take out Doom, I guess.
Yeah, Doom is just one of the better
counter
heroes
to everybody.
right now.
I guess Ancient Apparition is getting taken out a lot as well because of the Alchemist.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
One thing that I talked to Chuan when he's talked about Chen is that you need to make sure you have strong lanes. Because if your Chen is pressured to help mid and then you have to help bottom, like generally Chen wants to stay in the jungle for a bit to get the early items. But I think, well, I guess it depends on how you draft it, right? You can draft a trend that's looking to push early and gank, but I think most Chens like to farm a bit early. At least that's a Puppy's playstyle. So make sure that your lanes are stable. Also, Bounty Hunter is, like he's around and forgotten. That could be a counter to Chen.
I just think Bounty, the whole, the whole vision game that you had with the hero.
Oh yeah.
Just taken away so much. I mean, I think the hero suffered a lot, and you have seen it very rarely. I mean, C-Deck played it some, but I think actually the vision that you had with the ultimate was a huge factor to the hero. Just that you have vision advantage in the game.
Sure.
So we're going to see Alliance versus Monkey Freedom Fighters. Now, we know that on paper, Monkey Freedom Fighters shouldn't be able to take a game off of Alliance. But obviously, they know that they are the underdog as well. So they'll have looked at the Alliance thinking, hey, perhaps they made the same conclusion as you. Look out for those two supports. How, as Monkey Freedom Fighters, are you going to make sure that Aki and my nuts are not going to be able to do anything?
It's a difficult question to answer.
It is, yeah. Hey, if we can answer that perfectly, we should...
I mean, we should be playing.
We should be playing, yes.
How to stop it? I think I would, if I were in their shoes, I would not concentrate too much what Alliance does, but try to find their stepping stones. You're like a new team, you just build together, so try to find consistency, not really focus too much on Alliance, but focus on yourself, so your early game is developing well.
So you also would put extra focus maybe on the laning stage in that case?
Yeah, like make sure that your lanes are doing well, maybe have a focus on a specific lane. I think you should probably try to help out Arise. I think if it's Demon on off lane, he usually handles himself quite well. He's just doing typical demon things.
Jimmy things.
Yeah, Jimmy things.
Just Jimmy things.
But it's really tough to say. You have to go in the first game before you make predictions on how the game develops and then maybe what adjustments they're supposed to do.
Okay. Well, I won't ask you to yet of what your prediction is like, and I know yours. But I will ask that after the draft, so you can have another chance seeing if they pick a draft that perhaps suits their playstyle or maybe indeed secures their lanes. Before we go into the draft, though, I do have to hand you 2 boxes. Normally I would hand them to Shane, but since he's not here, I hand them to you. So obviously we have a new week in there for also a new giveaway, which means that if you go, you can have them. Oh, well, you cannot have them. You can hold them.
Thank you for the giveaway.
If you go to facebook.com/ROG Nordic, you can actually win both a motherboard as well as a PCI Express SSD. So it's an SSD that you can put in a PCI slot, which is pretty cool. You go to facebook.com/ROG Nordic, and there you fill in the most valuable hero for this week of the ASUS ROG Dream League, and then on Saturday it will most likely be Hani that will actually select the hero that had the most influence on the games of this week. So make sure you do that. Let's take a look at what the teams have in store for each other. Alliance versus Monkey Freedom Fighters, and we are actually in the draft.
Yeah, so far the bans have been pretty standard, I guess. Brood, Prophet, Quap, and well, okay, I guess that's the non-standard part. Doom gets let through.
I guess that's fine. That's a Nature's Prophet factor, right? Maybe Brood factor as well, but they know that Alliance picks Brood in the first phase, so you know one of those heroes is gonna get let through.
Again, like if you look at the numbers, Prophet has not been a very good hero for Alliance. Its win rate has been very low, but I guess it allows Alliance to play more or less a comfort style. I'm surprised that they could taken out the Prophet and not the Wisp, because I feel like Wisp is much stronger in that regards. It makes your lanes much freer. You could run much more combos like Wisp Tiny, they run Wisp PA, but in either case, Wisp is ignored.
So that looks like a start of a dual lane here. I would almost assume like the dual offlane Doom plus Lich.
Yeah, I think they do that quite a bit.
And I just think Doom is such a terrible hero for Ember Spirit. I mean, it's obviously good against almost pretty much any hero, but Ember Spirit, if you're Doom, there's no way of surviving. You're just dead.
So if you're Monkey Freedom Fighters, you want to try to get more heroes that are obvious Doom targets, so at least one doesn't get doomed, and your Ember can do something? Is that a logical way of thinking, or is that like... Is that not smart?
It makes sense to have more heroes that you have to focus.
Yeah. Because you're not going to doom a task.
Yeah, that's true. But there's nothing, I mean, honestly, there's nothing really that comes to my mind that's an anti-Doom
Storm Spirit.
hero.
Oh no, like,
well, I mean,
in terms of heroes that you need to doom.
You can pick a hero like Dazzle, for example. If you don't doom Dazzle, he's going to help out the target that gets doomed by healing and graving. So,
but as soon as Doom will get into the later portion of the game where he's going to have a Ghanems,
yeah, that's where
you're just taken out.
Well,
but yes,
you hope you
have
get there, yeah.
But you have it, yeah, for sure. I guess Dazzle is one of those heroes at least that can, you know, stall the death. So you have a decent chance of sort of saving a hero.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, yeah, that kind of healing regeneration factor would be something to help against the Doom.
Also for Alliance, remove the Temporal Assassin as well as the Darkseer. Now we're expecting to see Demon on the offlane. In terms of heroes that you can have on the offlane really easily without having issues of any ping. Darkseer, before the show started, I think it was actually you that mentioned like Darkseer is a good hero to have. Maybe Andy said it. Which other heroes would you like to see on the offlane from Demon where he will have minimum issues with ping?
It's been quite some time where I've seen Demon on offlane since he has played a lot of support. The heroes that come to my mind on him are Tide Hunter.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you don't really need to worry about ping with Tide.
We actually have seen a few Tides, right?
S4 played at mid, I think, for Alliance.
Didn't we see a Tide Hunter at MLG as well?
Was that Tide Hunter? But was it played on the offlane?
I don't know anymore.
I'm not gonna go that far. I don't actually think it's played that much. Okay,
heard
we see an
AA.
A pickup. That's pretty good against Doom. It's actually a solid solution against Doom. Yeah, since the regeneration, ever since you got that upgrade, it's just insane. It turned the hero into a complete nutshell where you just dive tier 1 towers and you just don't care.
Thing. It's like...
And an Alchemist counter, but I think specific here is for sure it's a counter to Doom. Just that the regeneration of, I think it's almost 50, right? 40
it's
something.
A lot. I don't know the numbers.
That you have a second and a decent counter against the Wisp as well.
Yeah.
I think not only is it counter in the mid game, it's really good against Doom in the laning stage as well. Like we see Lich Doom a lot, at least in my pub games, and you just like think, how do I beat that, right? But if you really think about it, at level 1, Doom has Devour, Lich has Sacrifice. It makes them essentially glorified melee and range heroes, right? Like they're not really doing anything. So I feel like if you beat them at level 1 with a very strong tri-lane, which Chilling Touch is amazing in that scenario, you could really punch and limit what Lich and Doom can do early on. Obviously, once they get level 2, that's where it gets a lot more difficult. But like you said, Hani, I think focusing on the lane is the way to go. I think Ancient Apparition combined with the right hero makes for a really strong laning combo.
I would almost say that on this side of Alliance here, just laning-wise, if they would go with a dual off-lane, having Doom, Lich as an off-lane, then you have a Wisp plus 1 short lane, you might get kind of weak. So you could abuse ganking on a mid lane.
Okay.
This is where, so they run Tiny Wisp. Is that a standard for Alliance where they just run it middle, or do they actually run it on side lanes as well?
They run it on side lanes as well, but I think I'm going to expect it to be middle with S4, something on the safe lane.
Would make sense because that way they stabilize their lanes. Where it could be a Bat Rider, it's not taken away yet.
Yeah.
So you have a decent engage.
That's a very scary lineup, right?
Yeah, I mean already, even with the Bat Rider, even more.
I would
so.
almost think the ban will come out here by the side of Monkey Freedom Fighters. But
Which
it
other
could
hero?
be.
If there's no Bat Rider, what would you like to see on S4?
This. I mean, Puck has been not picked up at all.
But Puck works really well with this strategy, right? Where if Puck finds anybody in the jungle, you just coil, and then the gank comes in, and you get a kill.
And if people snowball in with a lot of people in it, you can also dream coil the people that come from the snowball.
Though Ember Spirit is actually it's pretty decent against Puck.
Oh, talk about that. How about Lina?
You want to have a setup hero. Like you want to have something like that can keep people in place, so then the Wisp relocate makes a lot of sense. And something that comes to my mind is also Bane, but at the same time, Bane is just not an S4 hero.
Yeah.
It wouldn't really work. You could consider, I think Queen of Bane is taken out, obviously.
Yeah. What about, this is something that they ran like really long time ago. You go Centaur in the safe lane, played by Bloda.
Actually, Centaur, yeah.
And then you go S4 Tiny mid, like they could essentially set up for each other.
They could also still go for Magnus. They actually play that quite a bit again. And Bat Rider, as you mentioned, by the way, got removed.
If you pick up the Mac though, yes, overall the strat makes sense. You have the buff for Tiny, you have a good setup, you have a start to the fight. The one problem I see is that if Monkey Freedom Fighters moves well, then mid and side lanes could have a tough time because Tiny Wisp on side lane is just not that great as a dual lane. So I think it's up to Monkey Freedom Fighters to move around and just set up ganks. They would have to move to
make the lanes
make the lanes work, because if you just sit on the lane against a Doom Lich, they essentially will get more experience than you. They will just you just end up at their tower and you will just take XP until you hit level 3, and then Doom at level 3 is really hard to kill.
What do you make from Monkey Freedom Fighters lineup now? Because now we know Arise's hero with the Razor picked up and the Puck still. So you mentioned the Puck.
So you have an S4 Puck here.
And as for Puck, it's been a while. What do you think? Now that the lineups are known.
The question still to me is Puck going to be the mid lane or is it going to be a side lane Puck? I used to play a lot of side lane Puck when we had Era and Snowtail play the Wisp Tiny, but that was always on the Radiant side. I think on Dire, it's okay, but it's not as great.
What would you prefer to see?
Like I said, like my problem with the laning scenario here for Alliance is just I feel like if they run it 2-on-2, that they might be too fragile if Monkey Freedom Fighters moves a lot. Because Tusk is a good hero to get ganks around, going, and we see Stan and Wait actually. So it's not kebab playing.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, that's good to know.
Good to know. But a Tusk can for sure put a lot of pressure, but they will have to put pressure on side lanes. They can't put it on mid here.
Okay.
Which is actually it's going to be very tough to gank a Puck.
Okay, we're gonna quickly see as people are moving into lanes. You're gonna ask for predictions.
Yeah, predictions. Quick predictions. Say.
I like what Alliance is doing. If they're in the comfort zone with the Wisp, they have great ganks. I'm gonna go with Alliance.
Who's winning this?
I think Doom is going to be too much of a struggle in a mid game. You have very strong meta picks on Alliance. But I'll just go with Monkey Freedom Fighters. It's their first game.
I'm just beginner's luck.
Yeah.
Beginner's luck. Okay, I actually feel like Alliance got a pretty good lineup. I think they're gonna do it. We'll find out though what our commentators think. It is time for our first game of the day: Alliance versus Monkey Freedom Fighters with Odie Pixel and Draskell.